Good afternoon. In this lecture, we're going to cover a course overview of music appreciation. So, when we log into the course and we click on the module section, we're going to have a different topic or a different module each week. Okay. So, when you log in, the module is going to break down, it's going to be structured very similarly from every single week. You're going to have a course overview telling what the expectations are, what the required reading is for the week, what the puzzles are, and the topics of the discussion and the essay. Every week you will have assigned reading via Canvas, okay, and you'll have a small quiz based on that reading. The quiz is in Canvas. You have up to 3 times to take the quiz, and Canvas will record the quiz on the highest of the scores for the whatever attempt you do. Continuing, I use Edpuzzle, which is basically it's a third-party software that links to Canvas, and I'll put several videos that I want you folks to watch each week. And each of the videos may be 5-10 minutes long, and you watch the video, and it is able to, through Edpuzzle, I can ask questions about the content of the video. Now, we will have a class discussion each week. And the class discussion is very, very important. It's basically, that's our class attendance. What you want to do is you want to respond to the discussion, and then you also want to respond to at least 2 of your classmates in the discussion as well. The topics will range from topics on the Middle Ages to the Baroque and so forth as we go through the class. And definitely I'll give you feedback as well. And then finally we will have a short essay each week. And the essays will be geared toward the topics of the week. It may be maybe 500 to 600 words, and you'll submit that in a Word document via Canvas. And then finally, we'll have a review. It's kind of like a checklist. Did you check everything for the week? So that's going to be the module overview that you're going to go through every single week. One of the assignments that we're going to be required to do over the course of the semester is a concert project. Now, the concert project, basically it's a 2-page report on a classical music concert. It's pretty straightforward. Yes, it has to be a classical music concert. It can't be, a jazz concert or pop concert. And it also has to be a concert that you've attended this semester. It can't be a concert that you went last year. Okay. I do have several selected concerts via YouTube that you can watch if you don't want to spend the money on a concert, or if you don't have the time and so forth. You do have that option. And basically the crux of it is we're going to use the terminology and we're going to use the things that we learn in class about classical music to critique and analyze the concert. Okay. Basically, it's a 2-page report. It will be due at the end of the semester. I do stress for students that you want to do this concert kind of before the end of the semester, maybe midway. That way, you don't have to either procrastinate or have a lot of things on your plate towards the end of the semester. So I assign it for you early on, and I want to make you aware that this is a project that we'll be doing in this course. So the course overview will start in week 1 looking at the elements of music. And that means we'll be looking at the kind of the basics of music, the melody, harmony, rhythm. Week 2, we'll look at the music of the Middle Ages. Basically, that comes down to music of the Catholic Church and what we call sacred music. Following that, in week 3, we'll look at music of the Renaissance. And then by the time we get to week 4, we'll start looking at the Baroque era, which is basically early Baroque opera and instrumental music. Week 5, we'll continue to look at the Baroque period, and we'll take an in-depth look at the music of Bach and Handel. Week 6, 7, and 8, we look at the classical period. And we'll study, classical forms. That's a huge part of the work. We'll look at sonata allegro form, minuet and trio. We'll look at symphonies, string quartets, and then we'll also take an in-depth look at the composers of Mozart, Beethoven, and Haydn. After the classical period, we'll spend 3 weeks looking at the Romantic period. We'll spend a week looking at the piano and vocal music of the Romantics. We'll spend another week looking at opera, such as the operas of Wagner and Verdi. And then we'll look at programmatic music, music that tells a narrative or storyline. In week 12, we'll look at the Impressionist composers like Debussy, and we'll look at music of the 20th century, mainly the two main composers of Stravinsky and Schoenberg. In the final segment of the course, we'll look at blues music and the origins of the blues, as well as jazz and the origins of jazz, and of course their influences on American music. And then the course will conclude with the final exam. So this is our overview of music appreciation. I look forward to teaching everybody, and I hope you have a great experience through our course.